made me yawn. Hey guys, this is Baby.
And this is Trew. And today we are going to review the trailer of the Nigerian movie called Mirror Boy. And before I say anything about it, please subscribe to our channel if you like our work and support us. All right, so if I read the IMDb of this movie, it says a young African British boy is taken back to the land of his mother's birth, but then gets mysteriously lost in a foreboding forest and embarks on a magical journey that teaches him lessons in life.
Ooh.
This is actually a pretty old movie. This is a 2011 movie, and the director is Obi Emelonye. So the cast is Genevieve, Nnaji, Osita, Iheme, Fatima, Jabbe, Edward, Kagutuzi, Emma, Fletcher, Peter, Halpin, and many others. Genevieve is actually Genevieve. Yeah, she was in Lionheart, so I love her. Yeah, so I'm very excited. Now we know the names. This is exciting.
Yes.
But just reading the IMDb, it reminded me of the Chronicles of Narnia, in a way, and even the Nutcracker. I think it was the Nutcracker, and the Four Realms. That was one of the movies, and in which there's this little girl who's taken into this another world. Her mother is no more, but her mother owned that world or was the queen of that world, and there's a bunch of things that happen, but it's a decent movie. So yeah, this is exciting to see, and this was 2011, so that's pretty old.
Tijan here is a star pupil.
Are you TJ's mum?
Yes, I am TJ's mom. Why?
It's Dumbo. Can you speak English?
Look at him. Look what your little tramp did to my son.
Tijan did that to you?
What's my name?
Tijan!
Say my name!
Tijan!
Louder!
Tijan!
Can we come in, please?
However, Tijan will unfortunately be leaving us soon.
Tell me it's not true.
I don't know. Mum didn't tell me nothing.
You're African and you should be proud of it.
I was born here. I'm British, not Gambian.
You need to go home to discover who you really are.
Welcome to the Gambia.
This is Tijan Jacobs. He is missing since morning.
I miss you. Miss you so.
Who are you and what do you want from me? I ain't going anywhere with you. You're invisible or something, and I'm the only one that can see you, innit?
Sergeant, my son is missing.
Help! Somebody help me!
Spilling your own blood once may be forgiven.
There is no rest for me until I find him. Do you understand?
Banish them. We cannot do that. The boy has the mark on his chest.
Tijan, this is your destiny.
Please, I just need him to help me find my son.
No!
Are you ready for the journey now?
So I loved it. What are your thoughts?
I loved it too. I mean, see, first off, Africa has always had an appeal for me. Jungles, appealing, wildlife, appealing. Africa in itself has always been, somewhere I always wanted to get lost in Africa someday.
Magical. Magical is the word.
Yes.
Magical, spiritual, ancient, unadulterated, gorgeous, beginning of life, earth, beauty. All of that is Africa to me.
Nothing gets more close to nature, I think, than Africa. I am really intrigued. I would love to watch this movie. How it begins with a boy who looks African, but he doesn't feel African. He considers himself British. People around him don't, because of his color. And it's like So when he's sent away, his mother is telling him that, it's your country, you need to go. You should be proud of it. You're a British person and you suddenly are supposed to fit into Africa, a country you've never really had any idea about, maybe. You have no idea what the people are like, what the culture, it's a stark difference in the culture. And after all, he's just a kid, right? I don't know if that makes it easier or harder. No stage of life is easy. You're uprooted from where you are, from who you are, and you are asked to become somebody else, belong to somewhere else, become something else. So that's truly difficult. And then he gets lost. And then suddenly everything changes. It's a city. In the beginning, what you see is a classroom. We see racial discrimination. And suddenly it's like, oh my God, it's a complete different scene. Like he's looking in a well and then he finds himself inside the well. How terrified he must have been. And that other kid, his smile, toothless smile, it was funny and it was scary when he saw him in the mirror, right? When he sees his reflection in the mirror, or it was a glass or whatever. And I was thinking, why is this movie called The Mirror Boy? But in the end, they show him, shining a small piece of mirror, a small glass, a mirror. He was kind of shining it, who was shining it, which boy it was, I don't know. But he gets kidnapped. He gets kidnapped by those tribal people. And the mother goes to ask for help, and God knows whom she's asking help for. But they're like, oh no, he's got the mark on his chest. Now, I didn't see any mark on the chest, but that would be something nice to find out. What mark was that and what did it signify? So I'm really, really interested in watching this movie.
Yeah, I think I absolutely immediately want to watch this movie. This is, first of all, these kind of children's movies, or I don't want to say it's children's movie. It's with children, but it could be a larger than life lesson for everyone. But I love these kind of movies, which are like coming of age, understanding yourself. And I think it kind of gave me the chills. I kind of got a little teary and emotional because it's relatable to me. I grew up in India, as you know, and then I moved to the US, and that was very tough to adjust to that. And then after a while, I started seeing the goodness in India, not that the US was bad, but also what I didn't appreciate before. And obviously my story is different because this kid had never been to Africa. Being somewhere else, you really don't know the value of what your roots are. And then he goes to Africa and he is taught these lessons through that little kid, I guess. Maybe that kid is his little guardian angel who's scary at first. And it's what comes to my head is like a plant medicine, that it teaches you very, very tough lessons, but it kind of makes you grateful about things that you have and who you are that you don't realize. And those lessons are hard. Any lesson that really has to stick with you is going to be a hard lesson, is going to be painful. But those are the lessons you should look forward to. So and that kid was so cute. That little chubby kid was adorable and was smiling around. It kind of reminded me of Vetal from Vikram Vetal, almost, because it was kind of mocking him and testing him and all of that.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I can't help but say that kid reminded me of Rafiki in Lion King. Simba is moved away from his family and his pride, right? And he grows into a young adolescent lion. And then one day he comes across that monkey, Rafiki, right? He reminds him of Mufasa and everything, and he hits him with a stick. It's like, so when you said some things are painful, but that pain was necessary. And at the end of the trailer, the kid says, that chubby kid, he says, so are you ready for your journey now? So it's like he has been preparing him through various experiences for the journey. Now, what the journey is, I don't know. But the journey, you reach the journey through a journey. Yeah. And that's so fascinating.
You graduate to that journey to be able to take that journey. And, even talking to Toluwani, like any transition, right? Whether it's from a Western culture to a more cohesive culture, or from a more cohesive culture to a Western culture, it's hard. Any transition in any which direction is a very hard transition. This concept of this movie is just absolutely beautiful. And I am so excited to see the writing in it, because I'm excited to see the different lessons and how they're taught. That's the essence of the movie. I would feel that how they tell, how the story goes about. So the storytelling in this is the biggest aspect. I feel that if they've written out, if the screenplay storytelling is really well written, this movie is a phenomenal idea from my perspective. And I wonder if this movie is independent in the sense that this is an original story, or if it is adapted from some stories. But in any case, like when I saw the tribal people and when I saw the Mirror Boy, and I got excited because Africa has so much beautiful history and so much culture and so many different tribes, and all the tribes have their own different customs. So it's just very, very interesting to see what happens. Like, I'm really excited for this movie. And I wonder if that Mirror Boy was his higher self. Maybe it's a symbolism of some sort. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Yeah.
And one thing I would like to say is mostly trailers that we see, either there's a lot of chaos going on and we can't make too much sense out of it. And sometimes it is like we get almost a whole movie, what we are going to expect out of it. But this one has so much to explore. This trailer, especially, we have so much more to explore. What is the mirror about? What is that chubby kid about? What is the mark on the chest, which I didn't get to see? So I'm really intrigued. That's I don't know, the movie is definitely going to be a good one, but this trailer in itself, I'd like to appreciate. This is a well-made trailer.
Yeah, and considering this was like what 10 years ago, this
yes,
11 years ago, this is such a well-made trailer, because we have seen a bunch of trailers where, as you said, we don't know what's going on from the beginning to the end. Here we do know what's going on, but also they've laid out the foundations of things that we want to know, and in a non-confusing way. Like, it's not confusing, it's a thing that you need to explore by watching the movie. Yeah.
And I feel a good story is one which has a blend of what it is telling you and what it is letting you interpret. You know, that's the beauty of good storytelling, where you are also, you know, you're not just receiving and receiving and receiving, you're also, you know, participating, because you're thinking about what next, what is that, what does this mean, what does this symbolize?
Right.
That's a good story. That's a good story for me.
Yeah, and I think this is a good theme. This is an evergreen theme, because I think this happens in general. Like, the grass is always greener on the other side. In their own countries, never appreciate what their country is about or what their roots are about. It's never cool enough. It's like, so uncool. Like, when we were in India, it's like, oh, Hollywood is so much cooler. But then when I moved to the States, and then I saw this more objective view, I'm like, no, our Indian cinema is amazing, you know? So that in itself is a journey of that kind of realization. And this is a good theme. This is an evergreen theme, because now the world is smaller. There's people with different roots growing up in different countries. And this is a theme not just for Nigeria and London. I think I would enjoy this, being from India and living in the US, and someone else who is an immigrant or is a transplant would enjoy a movie like this. I think it's a beautiful theme.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So if you liked our video, please subscribe to our channel and hit that bell icon so that you're notified every time we upload a new video. We usually upload it on Tuesdays. Also, like our video if you actually liked it, and leave us a comment to let us know how we're doing. If there are other trailers you want us to review, or actually some movies that you really, really recommend. It has to be a short list, so just recommend the movies that you really like, and we will start doing movie reviews because we're excited. And this is one of the movies we will definitely check out. So yeah, keep us posted, share our videos with your friends if you like them, and until next time, फिर मिलेंगे.